Hello and welcome to this triple bingo team triple bingo tournament race. Today we have Team Sleepless versus Team Strangers. Team Sleepless consists of Limcube as a router and Equan as a runner, and Team Strangers is Dangers as a router and Strauss as runner. And I'm Zinpars. I'm doing a solo commentary tonight. And yeah, I think I'll start off by explaining what team triple bingo is, because we don't see that often. You have a team of a router and a runner, and the runner cannot see the card. Only the router can, and the router has to find a good route and then tell the runner what to do. And they can choose on their own how precisely they explain it. Like, they can tell them the moons that each separate moon that I have to get, or they can just say, grab 14 moons in lake. It's really up to the routers. And yeah, now we see the bingo card, so let's take a look at that. The runners are... A good thing about the team triple bingo is that the runners can completely focus on running, so you usually see higher skill levels, especially in cap, because they can focus. And the routers can, on the other hand, focus solely on routing, so they can actually find the perfect route, maybe. And they have also time to route individual moons or count the purples that they need to grab. So yeah, looking at the card, we have some seaside goals. On first glance, it looks like seaside is not required, though. And since bingo ends when you mark the last square, it's usually a good idea to try finishing earlier. It's not always the best idea. Also, we see both runners grabbing the life apart here. That's due to the 6 life aparts being in the top right corner. Not sure if the routers already have their route, but it's usually safer to go here. And which one? Oh, I can't read the names. Team Sleepless actually went for left side and missed it, so they lost a lot of time there. I think they still grabbed the checkpoint. Grabbing the checkpoint here is a good thing as well, because if you need to go back to cap, then you can warp back up and grab Captain Toad or a sub area. And if you miss the checkpoint and have to go back up, then you have to go through all that frog area again, and you do not want to do that. So yeah, Team Strangers with a slight lead because they went the safer right side route and grabbed the checkpoint. And Team Sleepless tried left side. But yeah, that happens. It's definitely not over because of that small mistake. Alright, I think first moon skip is bad. Yeah, usually we don't go for first moon skip in bingo because we need the time to route. Like, the cutscene from grabbing the first moon is perfect for that. We don't really need it here, but it's just for, I guess, conservative reasons, so we can just keep it like this in bingo. Alright, trying to find a route at the same time while commentating, but that's pretty hard. I have like something in mind that just avoids seaside, but we'll see what the routers will do. Team Strage is taking a bonk, trying a different route than usual any percent. And Team Sleepless is doing the same, so... Oh, that's pretty low. Oh no! Team Strangers fell, and that's actually a big time. Oh, okay. Wow, Team Sleepless went for... I don't even know what that's called, but that's a minimum capture strat that was used a long time ago. I think it's not used anymore. And grabbing the life apart. Okay, that's a good plan. Team Strange is just doing the normal way, going through the 2D section, which is a lot slower, but they can grab a moon at the same time, and it's not risky. I'm honestly, I'm surprised how well Equan pulled that off, because I wasn't even looking and then he was already up there. I don't think he was running minimum captures, so I'm surprised he actually knows that so well. But I might be misinformed. But anyway, Team Strange just grabbed that 2D moon over there. I think, yeah, 2D moon or 8-bit moon is the center square, so that could very well be in their route. So it might actually not even be a time loss, because if they had done that fancy rib skip, I think it's called rib skip because you jump on the T-Rex or dinosaur ribs. If they had done that and still needed a 2D moon, then they wouldn't actually have saved time with it. Alright, so Team Sleepless with a big lead right now, but they have one less moon and specifically one less 2D moon. Let's see what they're doing. Looks like they're grabbing the timer with a pretty cool homing throw, and okay. I think he tried to instantly dive after the cutscene, but mistimed it a little bit. But yeah, that's a timer moon for Team Sleepless, which is also on the board, first square. He couldn't do the chest clip or moon clip there because Cappy wasn't there yet, so it was probably faster to do it like this. But yeah, that's a timer and a treasure chest moon for Team Sleepless. And I think they want both of these goals because they didn't need 2 moons, they only needed 1. And Team Strange is actually doing the same. So far it's pretty similar, except that Team Strange has 1 more 8-bit moon. But we're not sure if they are gonna need... I think they are gonna need that. Did they grab the heart? I'm not sure. Too much going on. But yeah, we see Team Sleepless going to Sand. Sand is forced after Cascade, so even if they wanted to go back to Cap, you cannot do that until you actually entered Sand. Alright, let's see. If they have timers and treasure chests, I guess column 1 and column 2 could be a possibility. Even though they have some really slow goals. Actually, it's way too early to... Top left, bottom right, maybe they are in the same column. But yeah, it's too early to make speculations. So I'll just look at what they are doing. Not grabbing any purples, at least Team Sleepless. I think Strangers also does not have any... Oh, Team Strangers realized that they forgot something. So if they're going to grab another moon, that will actually lose them a bunch of time because they'll have to watch the moon deposit cutscene again. Oh, I guess the second timer challenge. Oh, Team Sleepless taking a bonk. That cost a lot of time. Well, not that much, but it's really annoying. Especially if it would be any percent, then it would be a lot of time. And yeah, Team Strange is grabbing the second timer challenge moon. Let's see, there are... Ooh, Team Sleepless going for Dram. Looks like they got it. Yeah, they got it, nice. They've got a pretty similar route to any percent, but I think they skipped a few moons at the start. And now they're going up to the tower. Inside the tower there is an 8-bit moon that they might need, and on the tower there would be a story moon, which would be needed for 9 story moons. However, 9 story moons is a pretty slow goal, so they would need a good reason to go for that. Okay, let's see. Taking the 8-bit moon and the story moon. So they might be going for the story moon goal, or they might just want to unlock the moon shards. Because if you want the moon shards in Sand Kingdom, then you have to grab this moon first. Or maybe they also want both of them. Let's see. Or maybe they just want 24 moons in sand. Because it's not the slowest moon that they just grabbed. It is slower than you would think because it has a really long cutscene, but could be a possibility for 24. But yeah, the rest of the route is pretty similar to any percent, also for Team Strangers. I think they were following exactly any percent route. And that's also the part where those runners can really shine, because both Econ and Stravas are really good any percent runners. I think they haven't really done a bingo before this tournament, or maybe one or two. So they will really shine in the any percent movement, and then maybe struggle a bit on some of the bingo movement. Then again, I know that Stravas also has done lots of world peace. I think he has the world record still. And I think Econ also did lots of world peace. So they definitely know more than just any percent. And also, Team Sleepless just got... I don't know how many... I didn't see how many points they got, but they did the Koopa Trace Walking, which is a goal, which should be marked soon, except if they forget. And yeah, about trace walking, I see that sometimes runners struggle with it. Even I personally struggle with it. And it's not that hard, but if you never do it, then it can be pretty hard. And Team Strangers did a Sphinx clip. Not sure if it was single or double clip, because looking at both can be hard. But yeah, now Team Sleepless is doing Sphinx clip, let's see. I think they still need more moons, so it could be a double clip. Let's see. No, they just wanted the treasure chest moon. Oh yeah, that must be it. There are 3 treasure chest moons. Well, hold on. I think 3 quick treasure chest moons. There's Sphinx, there's Jaxi. I think there's one more. Team Sleepless doing the pyramid clip to avoid grabbing the moon shards. Team Strangers grabbing Trace Walking with a score of 84. I think you need 80 to pass, so that was kind of close, even though the circle looks pretty good. And the Team Sleepless did a pretty good job on that clip. It's not too hard on 1.0, but it's still not free. And yeah, that shows that Equan definitely knows more than just any percent. Now, what do they want in the pyramid? Probably this 8-bit moon, because it's a center goal, and maybe the treasure chest, that's a bit later. It's a pretty slow treasure chest, but maybe they need it. I think Team Strangers completely ignored the 8-bit moons in this kingdom. Which is a bit surprising because they went out of their way for the one in Cascade. Ooh, a life apart from Team Sleepless, I almost forgot about that. And the treasure chest moon. But yeah, 7 moons from 8-bit sections is... If you want to get that goal, you need to grab every 8-bit moon up to Lost, if you want to finish in Lost. There's another one in Metro, and like 3 more in Seaside. So if you skip both in Sand, then you will have a hard time grabbing that goal. Oh, Team Sleepless is actually grabbing purples now. 9 purples. Oh, do they want the sticker? Sticker is 10 coins though. I hope they know that. They don't. Rip. Yeah, there's it's sometimes weird that stickers are only 5. Like usually stickers are only 5 and sometimes they're 10. But there's actually a reason behind it, and that is a sticker is always 10% of the kingdom's maximum amount of purples. So Sand Kingdom has 100 purples, so the sticker costs 10 purples. That has actually helped me a lot knowing that in bingo. Okay, let's see. Team Sleepless also going for slots. Is that a goal on this map? Oh, on the card? Do they just need some more moons? Oh, they want the life apart. Okay. Meanwhile, Team Strangers going right for Rango in Lake Kingdom. Oh, Equan missed the shot. The timing, like he did this little trick where he throws up the hat and lets it come back as soon as the icons appear, and that's a strat that's also used in some categories. However, the first icon that appears is the moon, but he doesn't want the moon, so the timing is a bit different. So it's actually pretty hard to not mess that up. I guess with practice you could actually be consistent at it, but I know from experience that it's pretty hard if you only know the strat for the moon. Okay, let's see what Team Strange is actually up to. They want a note moon. Is that a goal? Or do they just need 20 moons in the lake? They probably just want 20 moons in the lake. $20 moons is quite a lot. Like it's a long goal, but it's definitely not as hard as. Do we have any hard goals? I guess like 18 moons lost would be pretty hard because you need to grab all the moons except for 2 or 3 if you're planning to revisit. Team Strange is going for the fish. I think he's not cooperating. Oh, there we go. Okay. That fish can be so trolly. Like, sometimes he just doesn't want to... like, he just swims against the wall all the time. And it's really hard to make him notice you. And like all fish, then it's also RNG how many bites he takes before he actually... before he actually bites. I don't know fishing terms, I'm sorry. Oh, Team Strangers going for Lake Clip. Getting it first, getting the checkpoint. Okay, that was a bit scary. But Stravos managed to get the checkpoint. So what this does is he can grab the checkpoint, jump out of bounds, grab this treasure chest moon down here, go for the seed as well, I think. Yeah. And then he can warp back up to the checkpoint and grab another treasure chest moon. So that actually saves a lot of time in this case. And he didn't need to swim down to the seed, he only needs to swim back up. Also, that's probably the slowest seed. Seaside might have slower seeds, I'm not sure. But it's definitely a really slow seed. And the only reason why they would plant that is for the goal on the bottom left. If you're asking why we actually have such a goal, is because it's like it does change routing. Like you can do the lake clip to get faster to it. You can grab a timer challenge while you're on the way, while you are carrying it. And you also have to defeat the Brutal to actually get it, to actually spawn the seed. So that's a bunch of conditions that you have to meet to do this moon. It's not just meant for torture, I promise. Right, Team Sleepless also coming up to Rango. They also have more plans here in Lake because they only have 3 moons. Team Strange is grabbing some coins here. Do we have a coin goal? Coin-related goal? Buying a moon, maybe? Well, we'll find out shortly. Yeah, they just want to buy a moon for the 20 moons in Lake. Also, I should probably mention that Team Strangers is quite a bit ahead in moons, in moon count. But at the same time, Team Sleepless has more... Oh, wait, which team did... I think Team Sleepless has more treasure chests. Yeah, they just marked the goal. And more 8-bit moons and more life parts. And... Wait. Oh yeah, Team Sleepless is also grabbing the seed now, so it looks like we're having similar routes. Team Strangers doing the sub area for some more moons. Going towards the 20 moons in Lake. Yeah, Team Sleepless going the long, slow swim with the seed. I don't think there's actually any faster way for it. I mean, this is the way that they do it in all unique moons. Which is literally the only category that gets this moon. Well, apart from 100%, but that's basically the same. Okay. Oh, Team Sleepless is looking at the hint art, so we might see a Cascade revisit later. As a little info, the hint art moon. Oh, it's almost synced. The hint art moon is counting towards Lake Kingdom because that's. I mean, it's a strawberry moon and it's on the Lake Moon list, so it counts towards this kingdom. So they could use that moon to grab their last moon towards 20 moons in Lake. I think Team Strange had a little bit of trouble with the time challenge. Team Sleepless almost drowning, but I think this moon restores health, air, both. But they don't need it. They can actually grab the checkpoint to get a health refill before grabbing the moon. And they did that, nice. But yeah, right now it's like both teams are grabbing mostly the same moons, just in a different order. Team Strangers did the Lake clip, so that's probably the main difference in this kingdom. And of course the hint art. But I'm not sure if you're gonna see that because I don't think there's a Cascade revisit on this board. Nah, not really. Except if they need the 8-bit mood that they left there. Captain Toad and Lake is a goal on the map, on the card. But if it's not in their route, then they might actually not even mark it to avoid confusion. Team Strange is going for the more safe way in this sub-area. Which is understandable because if you've ever tried to go fast in this sub-area, then you might know the struggle. I've died often in this sub-area. Oh, Team Sleepless, I think they bought a sticker and a moon. If I am right, that was their second sticker, so we would soon see the goal marked. Except if they never went back to in the sand shop. I only know they entered it with 9 purples, but I'm not sure if they actually re-entered with 10 purples. And they also bought a moon, just like Team Strangers did, for 20. Talking about 20, Team Strangers is approaching their last moon in Lake Kingdom. Yeah, that really was a pretty long lake visit. Oh, there we see some goals. Team Strangers marked 20 moons in Lake and Captain Toad in Lake. So they didn't just grab it for a fast moon. And they're out. Now I know that they have grabbed some treasure chests and timer challenges and 8-bit moons in here. But it's still... we still can't say for sure if that was for the goals on the board or just for 20 moons. Though if I remember correctly, they also grabbed 2 timers in Cascade. So they will be able to finish it in... there's one in Wooded, or 3 if you get World Peace. And there's another one in Metro. Ooh, Team Sleepless going for the lake painting jump. Ooh, miss. Oh, no. Yeah, missing it. Ah, oh, dang. If they need that moon, then they will go back. If they don't need it, it's probably not worth it going back for it. But since it is a treasure chest... wait, they already have 5 treasure chests. Do they really need that moon? Or maybe they just want to do it again for the pride. Showing us that they can do it. Let's see. Looking good. Okay, that was actually really close. So that's another treasure chest moon. And warp painting moon, but we don't need warp painting moons. Oh, at the same time, Strangers doing nut clip, but they only did the nut clip to clip through the wall and then get a little bit faster to the switch, just to show off and save 0.5 seconds or something. But he also did a nice spin through afterwards. Oh, there we see some goals marked. Captain Toad and Lake is actually in the road, and 2 stickers as well. Yeah. So they did go back to buy the sticker. And Strangers going pretty quickly to the story moon, which could mean that they have more... I mean, it definitely means that they have more plans than just any %. There is a goal 6 moons from sub-areas in Wooded, which would fit nicely into... well, into Team Sleepless's route, but that's the wrong team, so... but it could still be in their route. Actually not... oh, okay, Team Strangers doing tower skip, which basically skips the interior of that tower that you see in any %. The interior has 2 quick moons, but if you have enough other things to do in Wooded Kingdom, then it's actually faster to skip those 2 moons. And here we see Team Sleepless going for the hint art that I mentioned earlier to get the last moon for the Lake Kingdom. And that's pretty nice synergy because it looks like they have something else to do in Cascade. Probably something that they missed, because the only thing that's new in Cascade when you revisit is the shop and a rolling rock. And yeah, it looks like they missed an 8-bit moon. They probably realized, oh, okay, they're going for the 2D skip, where you actually skip a 2D section. Let's see. Oh! I think he was going for a homing throw, but missed the shake input. Yeah, there we go. Nicely done, nicely done. I think going the normal way would have been faster than dying there, but hey, you gotta go for those strats. They are just too cool, especially if you know them. The Econ showing once again that he knows many tricks in this game. Like earlier, the rip skip. I think that was an intentional death. Just as I was... Oh god, I don't know the word, no! Okay, whatever. But yeah, it's probably an intentional death because they don't need anything else in that sub-area. And now they're grabbing the other 8-bit moon to getting closer to the 8-bit, the 7-8 bits. Meanwhile, Team Strangers is going for this other story moon here. They might actually be going for World Peace just to get the timer challenges. Like I mentioned earlier, there's one timer challenge in Deep Woods, and 2 more if you defeat the boss. And if they don't want to go to Metro, then they need to get World Peace here. Also, Team Sleepless wants some more timer challenges. Yeah, I assume they also want to finish in either before Metro or in Metro. Also, Strange did a slight optimization there. They shot the targets first and then went to the 8-bit section. Because the 8-bit section puts you out right next to the door, or the gate. So they can enter the boss straight away. Instead of walking back to the tanks and probably getting hit on the way by the cannonballs. Alright, let's see. Let's hope for Fast Nut Boy in the first phase. Because I still think that it's pretty RNG. Or at least I don't know what causes you to get the Fast Nut Boy. Ooh, and we actually see Team Sleepless going for Cap Kingdom. And there you see the checkpoint that they grabbed earlier. Well, I think he actually got... Yeah, he got the Fast Nut Boy. Nice. It doesn't save much time, but it's definitely... Oh, there's another timer challenge. I completely forgot about that one. Okay. I'm too rusty at bingo. So there's 2 timer challenges in Cascade. 2 in Lake, 1 in Cap, 1 in Wooded. Speaking of not getting World Peace anywhere except for Lake. So that would be 6. So if you don't want to go to Metro and don't want any World Peace, you can grab exactly 6 if you go back to Cap. And it seems that Team Sleepless is doing exactly that. I think Isolated going to Cap would be faster than doing the boss here. World Peace and Wooded. But in Bingo you rarely have something that's isolated because there's so many synergies. Like, defeating the boss here might get them closer to getting 22 moons in Wooded, if that's in their route. I cannot doubt it, but yeah, that's just an example. Oh, there's actually 7 timer challenges on the board. And both of the teams... Okay, maybe I should look at the routes, for what routes the teams are looking for. So row 5 is probably confirmed. Yeah, row 5 is confirmed. That means they need multi-moons. That's another reason why you would do World Peace here. And 7 timer challenges, so if you want 7, it's actually not enough to just go back to Cap. You either need Cap and Metro. Hold on, Cap, Metro, Wooded. Yeah. Either go to Cap and Metro or get World Peace and Wooded. And Team Sleepless is going to Deep Woods because there's one of the timers that spawns without World Peace. Team Stretch is going for the timer that spawns with World Peace. Ignoring that moon there, so they are probably not going for 22 moons. How many moons will Team Stretches have with that? I'm pretty sure they grabbed 2 in Cascade, 2 in Lake. Now, they will have 6 here in Wooded if they grab the next one. If they also go to Deep Woods, they will have 7. However, if they're planning to go to Metro anyway, they might just grab that one instead, which would be their 7th. And now that I think about it, 7 story moons is... I'm pretty sure that requires Metro. I'm actually going to look it up real quick. Because that's a relatively new goal, so I'm also rusty, so I don't know it by heart. There's 1 story moon in Cascade, 2 in Sand, 2 in Wooded, and 5 in Metro. So yeah, they definitely need to go to Metro. That means, yeah, Team Strangers is skipping Deep Woods. So yeah, currently Team Strangers is quite a bit ahead, but at the same time Team Sleepless already did some revisits. And it looks like Team Strangers actually forgot something in Sand Kingdom. There we go. So, hold on, what did they mark? They marked 6 timer challenges. That's all that they marked. Oh wow, Team Sleepless going for the rock clip. And deciding not to go for the rock clip. I wasn't looking, to be honest, so I'm not quite sure what happened. But I think they changed their mind, probably. Simple as that. And I guess they also missed the nut clip. Okay, let's see. Team Strangers going for the ram, not the ram, no. But they want the bullet bill. And I assume they want a story, either story moon or 8-bit moon, or both. Let's see, maybe we can find out some more things about their routes. Row 5. After that, bottom left, top right doesn't look bad, especially since they were grabbing all of the following, like timer challenges, treasure chests, 8-bit moons, story moons. So that looks quite likely. And then the only lead that we have is for Team Sleepless, the stickers, which could indicate row 1. We will see if that's true as soon as they leave Wooded, because they need the 6 sub areas in Wooded, and they already got 2 moons from sub areas. They need 6. Let's see, they are not going for tower skip. To be honest, I expected tower skip, because if they're going for the 6 moons, then they will have more than... Oh, taking a double bonk there. There we go. And if they're going for 9 story moons... Oh, they want the heart. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me. The routers know more than I do. And yeah, we saw Team Strangers grab the 8-bit moon, the story moon, and now the shards, which is another story moon. I doubt that they're going for 5 moon shards, because at this point they skipped way too many shards already. But yeah, they probably realized that they need more story moons. By Metro there are 10 story moons, so if you want 9 story moons, you can skip 1. Which is usually this one, the moon shards. Because it's just the slowest one, because you need to grab all the shards and then watch the cutscene. But yeah, they might also want to skip one in Metro because the Sewer's story moon is also really slow. If you know Sewer Clip, then it's a bit faster. With Sewer Skip, it's probably faster than the Shards Moon. But without Sewer Clip, I would say it's slower. I never timed them. They're both bad. Alright, so Team Sleepless finishing up Spirit in the Wooded, which unlocks sub-areas and story moons and 8-bit moons. But the 8-bit moon is there before, but only with ridiculous jumps. Is he doing he's still doing the ridiculous jump, even though he doesn't need to. Just to show off, and he falls. But yeah, I'm sure he can do this. Oh no! The corner went on a bit further than it should have. I always blame the corners if something like this happens. Okay, that's looking very well. Nice, nice. Yeah, Econ surprisingly knows many of those tricks, like the rip skip and cascade, the 2D skip and cascade, and now this jump, which is only used in min captures. This jump, minimum captures, minimum capture world peace actually. So maybe he's just learning these jumps for fun, or is he actually running those categories? I probably should look up his profile at some point. But yeah, really awesome skill display from Equan. And yeah, we also see Team Sleepless going for sub-areas, slow sub-areas, which means that they are definitely going for the 6 sub-areas in Wooded, which confirms row 1 for Team Sleepless. But Team Strangers has a different goal in mind. And we actually don't know anything about that goal yet. Because currently we know they are going for row 5 and top left, bottom right. Most likely. And hold on, let me mark all the goals that they are definitely not gonna get. Column 4 is a possibility. Yeah, it looks like column 4. And all of those goals are late game goals, which explains why they haven't marked anything in that row. Alright, and Team Sleepless grabbing their last sub area in Wooded, which will also be their last moon, so that's a good calculation. Even though they should probably grab the story moon as well. Team Stranger is going to Lost. If my prediction is right, they should grab 20 regional coins here. And nothing else. Story moon. 8-bit moon. Lost doesn't have any story. The only story in Lost is Klepto, and we just skip it. There we go, 6 sub-areas for Team Sleepless. And they didn't warp out, which means that they're probably going for the story moon and or 8-bit moon. Oh, Team Strangers is actually going for the shop. Now I'm interested to see what they're planning to do up here. Or maybe they don't want the shop, but they want this checkpoint and this moon. Is it just for safety? Oh, okay. They already knew that they want the 8-bit moon, and pretty common strategy in speedruns that grab this moon is to death warp afterwards, because death warping is faster than warping, And it's definitely faster than walking out of here and then jumping back up. And that's why they needed a checkpoint. And the checkpoint up there also gives you a pretty free moon, so that's the optimal decision. Now, I think Team Sleepless skipped the story moon. I think they only grabbed one of the moons, but I didn't pay attention to that. But yeah, they definitely still need story moons and 8-bit moons. Maybe they did grab both of them and they were just really quick. Okay, so let's see. Do we have any favorites right now? Or like, can we predict who's gonna win? You know that both teams need to visit Day Metro. Both teams need to grab many story moons in Metro. Team Strangers does need the outfit door in Metro, which is not really slow, but it will still... It could come down to that, so we will have to see. I'm not entirely sure on the story moon count. I think Team Strangers grabbed every single story moon. And Team Sleepless skipped the shards. That was so long ago, but I think they skipped the shards. Yeah, Team Strangers grabbed their 20th regional coin and lost, which also confirms row 4. Yeah. They haven't grabbed enough regional coins to go for bottom left, top right, and they definitely don't go to Seaside or Cascade again. So yeah, Team Strangers leaving lost, Team Sleepers entering lost. That looks like a pretty big lead. But keep in mind that Team Strangers needs the outfit door. And also the 8-bit moon in Metro. Not sure how good Team Sleepless is on 8-bit moons. This might be that last one, if they grabbed every single one. And I remember them doing pyramid skip clip, inverted pyramid clip, which means they could actually have all of them. Ooh, nice camera in for Team Sleepless, giving us some action on that rather monotonous part. Yeah, let's see. Teams, as you can see on Team Strangers, they are skipping the moons because they don't need to leave this kingdom, so they actually don't need any moons except for the ones that count towards their goals. And that allows us to be a little bit quicker through this night metro. And Team Sleepless is doing the same trick that Team Strangers did by grabbing the checkpoint on top and doing Death Warp here. And we already see on the board that Team Strangers marked 5 treasure chest goals, so that means they're going to grab this moon. There will be another life apart on their left if they needed one more. But they don't. I think they only grabbed the first one cap because they weren't sure about the route yet. Ooh, nice little shots from Stravos. I also have to think who is on which team. Ooh. Oh, Econ, I think he was trying to go for some fast threat that I don't know. And missed the hat. No, actually, he only needed one moon, so he decided that this one would be faster than the box moon. So yeah, Team Sleepless leaving lost and Team Strangers finishing up Mecha Wiggler. So I think it's looking good for Team Strangers, but I might also be missing something because there was so many things to keep track of, and both of them doing revisits making me confused. But Team Sleepless didn't mark 7 moons from 8-bit sections, so they still need the one in Metro. So yeah, let's look at this. Team Sleepless needs 9 story moons, 7 8-bit moons, 7 story moons, which is the same as 9 story moons, and 7 timer charges. Team Strangers does not need... yes, they need everything that Team Sleepless does, plus the outfit. And as you take a look at Stranger's screen, they are doing the outfit clip, which is... I don't even know which categories that use. I think it's only all unique moons. And bingo, of course. And yeah, you can clip through that wall and go inside the loading zone, so you don't have to buy the outfit. And you don't have to talk to the guy in front of it. Also, for the square outfit door in Metro, you only need to grab the main moon, which would be the moon shards. Uh-oh, this is scary. This moon is actually relatively hard to do without taking damage. At least if you want to do it fast. But yeah, Strauss is taking his time, and there we go. That last one is scary because you have to wait longer before actually going, and the fuzzies behind you almost catch up to you before you can start moving. So yeah, now both teams need the same goals. But Team Strangers can already move around in the Metro, so they are in the lead. But they bonk into trash bins, so they might actually lose that lead if this continues. Team Sleepless finishing up Mecha Wiggler, not getting a really good pattern, but they are still getting a 2-cycle. And yeah, that moon that Team Strangers just got in that sub-area, in the people sub-area, is actually a timer moon. Which allowed them to mark the 7 timer challenges goal. And now all of the musicians are story moons, so that's 4 quickish story moons. I mean, story moons are always slow. But at least you don't need to go through half of the kingdom. Well, you do actually, but yeah, I don't know. It's quicker than, say, why did he grab that moon? It's quicker than the second story moon in Wooded, because you have to go all on top of Wooded, and you don't have any checkpoints there. And now Team Sleepless also entered the, let's call it, battlefield called Day Metro. The final stage. Team Strangers, however, having a head start of 2 musicians and 1 timer challenge. Ooh, Sleepless taking 2 big falls, which stunned Mario. I don't know actually know if you have some notation for that, because we see it so rarely. Okay, we see Team Sleepless marking 7 timer challenges and Team Strangers marking 7 8-bit moons. That means only 2 or 3 story moons for Team Strangers and 4 or 5 story moons for Team Sleepless. So if Team Sleepless wants to win this, they have to pull out some really sick moves, or Team Strangers needs to make some big mistakes. like falling down when they try to get the trumpeter. Trumpeter? English is hard. The man playing a trumpet. There we go. And here we see Team Sleepless doing exactly the same things or moons that Team Strangers was doing. Oh, they didn't fall, grabbing the man of the trumpet. So that was one of the potential big mistakes that they didn't make. And now there's only one story moon here left, which is in the sewers. And that would be their last goal. So if you don't see Stravos hitting his head against the sewer wall for like a few minutes, then this will be a win for Team Strangers. Okay, let's see. It's taking him a few tries. It's a pretty weird clip, really annoying. For some reason, pretty different than inverted pyramid clip. Oh, he's traveling. Ah, there we go. Now just finishing off these piranhas and waiting for the story moon. And that's time for Strangers. GG. And Team Sleepless just behind them, grabbing their second to last story moon. My eyes were glued to Stravos' screen, who was doing a sewer clip. Oh yeah, they still need one more. And after that, they probably need the sewers. And I mentioned earlier that I think that Team Strangers had all the story moons, so they would be able to skip one here, but apparently I was mistaken, because they still had to get all the musicians and the sewers. Yeah, now Team Sleep was coming up to the sewer skip. Let's see how Econ does. Yeah, he's also struggling a little bit. Just showing all of us that this trick really is hard, or this clip is really hard and definitely different than IP, inverted pyramid clip. Ah, there we go. I think that was a bit faster than Strauss. And here we have our runners and routers in our call.
Hello.
GG guys.
Yo, GG's. I think the other guys are not here yet, but unfortunate, unfortunate. Very close again.
There we are.
I think it was like super stressful for me at the start because I'm not like really confident in bingo to like keep track of everything, which is why I forgot to get the timer challenge early and the 2D moon in Cascade. I feel like if we just got that in the first visit, this would have been even closer, like really close. But yeah, it was just a lot of things going on early game because we needed almost like every timer challenge, almost every story moon, almost every 8-bit moon. We needed to we were just able to skip like that one 2D moon and that one time. I don't actually think we were able to skip one timer challenge. I think we needed like all timer challenges you can get up until this point.
Well, except for like sand, because peace.
Up until like Wooded, and after that was kind of relaxing, but yeah, pretty close. Route was okay. I feel like these boards are getting harder and harder to route every time I play this.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely an interesting match. I actually didn't know your routes for quite some time.
It probably didn't help that you know, we kind of debated you a little bit with a sand revisit that probably didn't need to happen.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
We had some communication problems, and both of us made some pretty big errors.
Maybe the bingo rust showing a little bit for sure, but I think like the route that we did pick was good. I think that maybe we could have sub 50 with it if we were a little bit more on top of like I honestly just completely blanked on things like 8-bits and timer challenges, and by the time we had left sand, it was obviously already too late. So but yeah, I mean, got to brush up on that kind of stuff again if we're going to be taking on Team Brime in the finals. So
yep. But yeah, other than that, did you like the card, Danger?
did I like the what? Sorry,
The board. The
oh
bingo
yeah.
board.
I mean, it kind of popped out at me relatively easy. I mean, I do the thing that I always do. I knocked off seaside ones. I saw the 28 unique captures and kind of got grossed out by it as well. I was like, well, there is one route kind of popping out immediately here that I see. I did initially kind of have an eye for that top row as well, but I figured that 20 regional coins and the outfit door at Metro were probably going to be faster than going out of the way for sub areas. But that being said, we did have to do world peace in wooded to get enough timer challenges. So that probably wouldn't have been too bad. Like, honestly, either one of those routes could have potentially worked.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. At the start, you had pretty similar routes. Like, also in Lake, you pretty much did the same things, but in different orders.
Right.
And then starting in Wooded, it really split itself. Like, Team Sleepless was going to cap, right?
Yeah, because we got the timer challenge there.
Right.
Yeah, so Team Sleepless got their time challenges in cap and Deep Woods. Team Strangers grabbed the timer challenges with World Peace Wooded, which was a pretty interesting deviation.
Yeah, and I wasn't really sure which one was going to be faster there, and I think that was just kind of a last-second attempt to try and piece the route together. Again, a little rust, I will admit. But I was like, there's World Peace and Wooded is probably the fastest one. Stravos and I are both World Peace champions, you could say. So we were comfortable with kind of making that deviation. So.
And you needed the story moon anyway, and the 8-bit moon.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it. Like, once again, I needed to look at like the sheet all the time to know where I can get access to which timer challenge and like 2D moon. I know it's like possible to get like 7 2D moons before Metro even, but that has you go and get like the wooded one, which is like the worst one, I think, at least like the slowest one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Except
there's definitely a lot
like
of
shards and sand.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of knowledge needed for bingo, but you guys did a great job. Maybe the runners also want to give some comments. We were just focused on the routers.
Yeah, on my side, I made a lot of stupid mistakes, but overall, I liked the route. We communicated well on a lot of things, but really poorly on just a few things.
Yeah.
So overall, it was enjoyable. That's for sure.
That's
I think it's hard to make a bingo without like having some big mistake somewhere, as like the movement's so different every time. It's hard to be consistent, but I definitely made some big mistakes. I also made the lost route, so clearly I'm a router too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I also want to give props to you guys because Strauss did a really excellent lake clip, and Equan did some crazy tricks like the rip skip or whatever it's called in Cascade.
Like
where
the
you
2D jump thing.
No. The
yeah,
the
that one
low
as well. Low
jump
percent, yeah.
thing.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
The thing to get the life apart, yeah.
And the one in Wooded just to show off.
Yeah.
That probably lost us like 20 seconds there.
Nah, it was worth it.
It would have been faster if we got a first try, right?
I think definitely super close, probably some execution errors. Once again, I think our biggest mistake obviously was not planning the cascade thing in time. Like if we've done that, that would have probably saved us like, I guess like 40 seconds or like something like that along for the, like the revisit, or maybe even more. I don't know how much the exact revisit like loses you. But yeah, still, I still enjoyed it myself. It was pretty, once again, pretty hard to keep track of all of the things in the early game, but then it gets even more rewarding once everything pieces together. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely good job from both teams. Any last comments?
I think that was fun. I definitely think we need to brush up on our bingo skills before we take on the finals of this triple team bingo action. But I think it's always fun to kind of bring bingo back out after you haven't played it in a while. So I did enjoy this.
Yeah, good luck,
glad you
boys.
enjoyed. And
Good luck,
definitely
boys.
good luck to you guys in the finals, Team Strangers.
Thank you.
And
Team
speaking
Prime
of
is
finals,
really hard.
yeah, they are
Yeah.
obviously pretty hard. But speaking of finals, I'm gonna make that insanely sneaky plug right now because all of you guys definitely have to tune in tomorrow into this stream. I'm obviously right now I'm a participant of this race, but I'm probably gonna be commentating tomorrow, so I'm already shouting out. But we are gonna be having the grand finals of the Any Percent tournament tomorrow, and that's something you surely don't want to miss.
Yeah, definitely tune in for that. That will be amazing to watch.
Yeah, but other than that, no last words from me. I had fun. Thanks
Okay.
for commentating, Zimpus. Thanks for taking on the solo action.
It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. It was a bit stressful at sometimes because I didn't know actually what goals you were going for, so it was a bit rough, but it was fun.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Any Percent finals. Thanks from me. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks again for racing and have a good day. Goodbye.